So, Sencire, Greg Hunter, Blue and Gold News. So, start with the defense, because you have a high rep for your defense. Is that deserved? Do you take pride in that? How do you deal with your defensive reputation?
Now, I take great pride in my defense. I just been a defensive guy. I like taking it. I think shutting down the best defender motivates me, and it helped us win games a lot, So I'd say very passionate in guarding the ball.
Always been that way? Did you have a coach at some point along the line that sort of told you, hey, you could be good at this, pay more attention to it? How did it work?
Yeah, actually, when I went to St. Vincent St. Mary, I couldn't play defense at all. And then he had me do about my sophomore year, he had me do the Kobe drill, guard everybody full court, length of the court, like everybody on the team. And I struggled a couple days. Like, it was like every day after practice. And then, like, after that, it became natural. And then it just fed me to guard everybody now.
That as a challenge now you'll find out the season, you haven't played the game yet, but if they don't give you the best offensive player, do you actually get upset with that? Do you want that challenge? Did you demand it?
Nah, I think my teammate got it. I know that my guards is going to do what they're supposed to do when they come guarding the best player. So, and it ain't always them guarding them the whole game. It might be me saying they need a break, then I get them, and then they take whoever I got to guard for the night.
Justin Jackson with the Dominion Post here in Morgantown. It just seems like kind of like a personality experiment. You get 12, 13 guys who never did know each other. You put them all in a room and you just kind of see what happens. It's kind of what this basketball team was at one point. So over the months in this offseason, how did it grow from that and into a team?
I think where it started, when we first got here, we all immediately started hanging out as a team, getting to know each other, always asking each other what's our strength and weaknesses, like, how we play, what fits our game, and help you find each other's spots on the court. And I think when we all did that, I think we connected great.
So explain your offensive game. You talked about defense. What do you do well offensively?
I can get to the bucket. I can create for others. I always, when I drive the ball, I'm always bringing two to the ball, so there was always open defender and making teams play in rotation and hitting the open shots when it come to me. I'm not going to be on the ball necessarily this year, but, when the ball come to me, being able to hit the open shot for my teammates.
You guys coming into the season, everyone's still kind of trying to wonder, who are these guys and what can they do? Illinois last year, obviously, that was a team everyone had high expectations for. So you kind of been on both sides. What kind of talk about both sides of that coin? What the good, the bad. Which one do you like?
Obviously the good.
Yeah.
The good. There's gonna be times where it probably go bad, but it's just how can we bounce back from it? But it's always gonna happen. But I think this team is well connected enough that when things is going hard for us, prime example, what if the ball is not going in for us? Coach DeVries always say that. What if the ball is not going in for us? What is another way to win the game? Which is defense and being more connected with each other. So
the fact that you guys kind of get to go through the season telling your story and okay, this is who we are, as opposed to everyone already kind of just having those expectations. Is there any fun to that part of it, being able to kind of this is who we are, as opposed to everyone already thinking they know who you are?
Oh yeah, it's most definitely a lot of people think they know who we are. We a new team, fresh team, so we come in as the underdogs, as So it's just being as the underdogs on the team. So people don't really think they know us, but they really don't know us.
Take me through the transfer. Why did you decide you wanted to transfer? Why ultimately West Virginia? Were you and Amani always going to go someplace together?
I think it just happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously Frazier's here, and you know he was my recruiter when I was at Illinois. But I chose West Virginia. I think that DeVries is a great coach, and he knows how to put me in the offense and, you know, where to get the shots at as far as within his structure of his offense. But I think most important was, like, the fans here. I think they were great, lovely. Like, a lot of people was reaching out to me. I thought that was, like, home, like, and I'm closer to home, so I think that's just way better.
Since you're on Mike over for 24/7, it was your decision to redshirt last year, from what I understand, right?
Yes.
That's a kind of an unusual move, but I'm sure you had a plan in mind. Why did you do that? What did you get out of it?
I think I got out of it to better myself. I think when I was going into my freshman year, I think I was a defensive guy, but I thought, like, to myself, like, I wanted to be more than just a defensive guy that I can help offensively. And I just, I think I took that time to expand my game on the scout team and just keep build myself to be more, have more confidence in my game.
You kind of swung some games as a defender your freshman year that, like, it looked like you were going to have a role for sure as a sophomore too. Was it? It's not an easy decision to make, but like as simple as I saw more than being a defensive stopper.
Yeah, you know, my freshman year, we had some people, you know, we had a great team. You know, I think we weren't more connected enough. But, you know, sophomore year, I think we had a lot of older people, fifth years. And, you know, we went to the Elite Eight because I think we were more connected. That's really what it is. And I think that I was too young. So I just think I think that would have been the perfect time for me to sit back and let the older guys enjoy their ride.
There's a lot of skill development that happens on the side, though, because you probably don't travel, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, I did.
You did? Okay, but you're like, there's time set aside for you to develop it. Like, there's a coach that you specifically work with, right?
At that time, I was working with Frage.
Okay, cool. All right, so what were you able to focus on? Like, if you're not worried about an opponent necessarily, or just doing the day-to-day stuff, just parts of your game that...
Parts of my game, you know, even if I was on a scouting team and they told me to be that person, it was hard for me because I was just being me. Honestly, you can ask those guys, but it was hard for me. But I just was more being myself, trying to know, like, this is my game, and it also kind of helped me being those guys as well because it helped unlock some things that, you know, that I could work on myself.
Is there a favorite opponent that you got to be?
Nah.
No. One scout team guy, you said, wow, this feels pretty good.
Nah.
All right.
Does this feel like a fresh start? Is that kind of how you've approached it, or is this just a continuation that just happens to be at another school?
No, I think this is a fresh start, you know, possibly me being here for the rest of my college career. I just look at this as a better opportunity for me to be more out there.
So your high school was pretty well known, to say the least. What was it like playing there? Famous alum?
Good. Everybody used to come up to me like, you played at LeBron James' old high school, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I got that question too many times.
I assume you met him at some point? Am I assuming wrong?
Yeah, I have a lot of times. People don't think, people be like, oh, you know LeBron. I'm like, I try not to say too much, but yeah, I know him a lot.
What about former West Virginia kids? Because a lot of them were from that area, Seth Wilson and all those guys. Did you know them?
Yeah, actually, Steph Wilson played at St. V, and then he transferred the year I was coming in. And then Josiah Harris, me and him been playing against each other since we was actually since we was like in fourth grade and up to high schools.
So did you talk to them when you were considering West Virginia? I mean, they're leaving, so did you get some impression from them on what it was going to be like?
Yeah, I just asked them. I said, how is the culture here? You know, how's the fans here? Even if you was to have a bad game, you know, how do they react? And they was just like, they had nothing but good to say. They was just saying like, you know, the fans is great here. I mean, y'all are the only professional sports team here. That's what they said. But that's really it.
West Virginia recruit you all coming out of high school?
No.
No. So Hugs didn't reach out to you at any point?
You know what? I'm not too sure on that. Because me and my mom out of high school, we did make a list of, you know, the schools that did reach out and who was the ones that was, like, talking to me, you know.
Virgie used the word connected several times. That's one of Coach DeVries' big words, obviously. I'm guessing you picked that up from him. What are the most important things to you in getting connected with your teammates?
Like I said before, like hanging out with each other. I think more building a relationship with each other. I think that's the most important part. The more we build a relationship, the more that we are connected out there on the court, and we play with more a swag. You know, DeVries always say, you know, play with a type of swagger, and I think that's what we're gonna do this season.
Was the fact that there were so many new guys on the roster at this school, was that a reason to come here, or was that a reason to maybe say, oh, okay, that's a lot of new guys at one time, maybe I'll kind of maybe look over here first, or the fact that everyone's new and in the same boat, maybe that was a reason to come here?
No, I just think I looked at it as like I said, for myself, to better myself, and also, you know, I'm playing with a team that hasn't been to the March Madness. You know, some people haven't played in the March Madness in ways, but I want to, like, these guys' last year.
Right.
And I want them to experience that the most. And I had a conversation with them. I said, it's hard, but I think we just got to, like, be connected and be more together than anything.
Sincere, being a lockdown defender, I guess, is it height, length? Is it mental? Is it hard? Like, what's the key to being a defender?
I think it's more having that confidence that, like, you're going to be able to just shut down that defender all night, you know. Before it was a big task on me, but I think now that's my job now. So, you know, when DeVries come to me and Frazier and them come to me, like, you know, he got to have an off night, you know. I even though we break down film on him, you know, I break down film myself, you know, find their go-to moves, you know, all that. I study myself on that side of the ball.
You're a little young. Did you hear the Press Virginia era at West Virginia? Because it sounds like you would fit into that. Javon Carter was in the NBA.
Yeah.
Some of those guys.
Yeah, everybody had told me, like, you would have been fitting great in that era with Javon Carter and them, the way you play defense.
Sir, you mind if I ask about your first name? Is there any story behind that? Because I don't know if I've ever heard of anyone else named Sencire before.
Yeah, I actually asked my mom, where did I get Sencire from? And she had told me it was from a movie from, like, 1996 called Belly.
Called what?
Belly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was like, for real? And I had looked it up, and then that's when they had DMX and Nas in it.
So, did you feel you had to live up to that? I mean, you're a guy named Sencire, it would be a surprise that you're a mean guy, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, everybody thought, like, I'm always nice.
Yeah.
I am nice off the court, but, you know, sometimes I can get a little carried away. My competitive drive just end up taking over.
Yeah.
Buck, I got Buck as a childhood nickname. You know, I think the press had got it wrong. I think it was like the expedition game when they said, like, they said like my teammates called me in and it just went away. They just like start calling me it from now on. But now I got that from childhood when I was younger. I used to like go bug wild, you know, and then that name just stuck with me forever.
So the press got something wrong.
Most definitely.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah, my family was like, "What's up with the press saying that?" I'm like, "Nah." I said the press, I got it wrong. I think they took it wrong, but it's always been part of me.
One, sorry to interrupt. Do you prefer one? Would your mom call you first name? When we start referring to you, how should we refer to you?
Y'all more than welcome to call me Buck.
Okay.
Bob, thank you.
So, thank you.